Imagine a ship shrouded in fog emerging from the depths of the ocean like a ghostly apparition. It's an image that sends chills down your spine, a sight that remains etched in your mind, haunting your dreams. This isn't just any ship, it's a vessel steeped in mystery, cloaked in an aura of dread and intrigue. This ship, you see, is no stranger to the high seas. It has seen countless sunrises and sunsets, weathered many a storm, and sailed across uncharted waters. But it's not its age or the miles it's covered that make this ship special. It's the tales that it carries within its time-worn planks, the whispers that echo in its deserted corridors. Rumors swirl around this vessel like the ever-present fog that clings to its hull. Some say it was once a pirate ship, its crew lost to a mutiny gone awry. Others believe it was a merchant vessel, caught in a storm so violent that it sent the ship and its crew to a watery grave. But regardless of its past, one thing is certain: this ship isn't as deserted as it appears. As the ship breaks through the fog, there's an eerie feeling that something isn't quite right. It's not just the creaking of the timbers or the groaning of the rigging, it's a sense of presence that's hard to shake off. It's as though the ship is alive, its very essence infused with the spirits of those who once sailed on it. These spirits, they say, are vengeful. They are the remnants of the ship's past, bound to the vessel by the chains of their untimely demise. They lurk in the shadows, their whispers carried by the wind, their presence felt in the chill that suddenly descends. As our brave crew sets foot on this eerie vessel, they have no idea about the chilling experiences that await them. The crew, full of curiosity and courage, stepped onto the cold, damp deck of the ghost ship. Each footstep echoed through the hollow belly of the vessel, a haunting symphony of the unknown. Their eyes darted around, taking in the eerie stillness that hung heavy in the air. The ship seemed to hold its breath, watching them, studying them. The crew ventured deeper into the ship's bowels. The air grew colder, the silence more profound. A shiver ran down their spines, not from the chill, but from an inexplicable sense of dread that clung to them like a shadow. Laughter and jests faded into hushed whispers, their bravado melting away under the weight of the ship's oppressive atmosphere. The ship's dark corridors seemed to stretch on forever, a labyrinth of uncertainty. Their hearts pounded in their chests, a drumbeat of growing apprehension. As the sun sets, casting long shadows across the ship, the crew begins to understand the true nature of their predicament. As darkness takes over, the ship comes alive with the eerie echoes of its past. The once quiet ship now hums with an uncanny energy. Within the bowels of the ship, a symphony of strange noises starts to resonate. Whispers, as though carried by the wind, seem to emanate from the ship's timbers, filling the silence with ghostly conversations, too faint to decipher but loud enough to chill the marrow. Objects begin to move of their own accord, disappearing from one place only to reappear in another, defying all logic and reason. A compass spins wildly, its needle dancing without direction, as if the laws of magnetism have lost their sway. The ship's bell, hanging silently so far, rings out in the dead of night with no visible hand to toll it. Then come the apparitions, spectral figures appearing and disappearing at will. Shadows move against the light, forming human-like shapes only to disintegrate a moment later. The air turns cold, an icy chill that seems to seep into the very bones of the crew. The crew, once filled with the excitement of discovery, now tremble with an unshakable fear. Wide-eyed and pale, they huddle together, their breaths held as they listen to the ship narrate its haunting tale. They exchange anxious glances, their minds racing to make sense of the inexplicable happenings around them. Yet, amidst the fear, a glimmer of human resilience shines through. They are sailors, mariners who have braved the wrath of the sea and the fury of storms. They have faced fear before, stared it down, and emerged victorious. As the night stretches on, they gather their courage, their determination hardening. Their fear is replaced by resolve, a resolve to not just survive but to understand, to uncover the truth lurking beneath the spectral events. Despite their fears, the crew resolves to survive the night and unravel the mystery of the ghost ship. The crew stumbles upon the ship's log, revealing a tale of betrayal and revenge that sends chills down their spines. As they leaf through the brittle, time-worn pages, they uncover the ship's dark past, a series of events that would make even the bravest sailor's blood run cold. The ship, they discover, was once commanded by a ruthless captain, a man known for his cruelty and greed. His crew, a motley group of hardy men, were forced to endure his tyranny day in and day out. Their lives were a relentless cycle of toil and terror, their pleas for mercy falling on deaf ears. Then, on one fateful voyage, the crew decided they could take no more. In the dead of night, they rose against their oppressor, their hearts ablaze with the desire for freedom. But their dreams of liberation were short-lived. The captain, a formidable adversary, fought back with brutal force. The mutiny ended in a bloodbath, the ship's deck stained red with the lifeblood of its fallen. As the crew reads on, they learn of the captain's ultimate fate. He was the last man standing, left to roam the ship alone, haunted by the ghosts of the men he had slain. Racked with guilt and terror, he cast himself into the sea, his body swallowed by the depths, his spirit bound to the ship forevermore. And so the ship sailed on, a ghostly vessel carrying the echoes of its tragic past. It drifted aimlessly across the vast ocean, a floating tomb haunted by the vengeful spirits of its former occupants. Their torment was unending, their cries for justice echoing through the ship's empty corridors. Now our crew stands on the threshold of this spectral conflict, unwitting participants in this tale of betrayal and revenge. They are the first living souls to set foot on this ship in decades, their presence stirring the spirits from their restless sleep. The vengeful spirits of the ship's past demand justice, and our crew finds themselves in the midst of this spectral conflict. They are living the ship's dark history, their fate now entwined with the ghosts of the ship's past. As dawn breaks, the crew faces their destiny. The sun's first rays pierce the gloom, casting eerie shadows on the ship's time-worn deck. The air is electric with tension as the crew gathers, steeled for their final confrontation with the spirits of the ship's former occupants. The crew, once a jovial and boisterous bunch, now stand as pale and silent as the ghosts they're about to face. The captain, a stalwart figure, steps forward. He begins to speak, his voice resonating with a strange mix of fear and resolve. He addresses the spirits, acknowledging their pain and expressing regret for their tragic fate. The ship's cook, a burly man with a heart as vast as the sea, offers a humble meal, a symbol of sustenance and peace. He places it gently on the deck, a silent plea for forgiveness and understanding. The ship's doctor, a woman of reason now humbled by the supernatural, recites an old mariner's prayer, her voice trembling but determined. Their efforts are sincere, their pleas heartfelt, but the spirits of the ship are not so easily appeased. A cold wind sweeps across the deck, extinguishing the lanterns. The crew members clutch each other, their eyes wide with terror as the ship begins to creak and groan ominously. One by one, the crew members meet their fate. Some vanish without a trace, their screams echoing in the emptiness. Others are found frozen in fear, their faces etched with the horror of their last moments. The captain, the last to go, stands tall until the end, his final act a testament to his unyielding courage. As the ghost ship fades back into the fog, we are left with a chilling reminder of the power of the past, the mystery of the unknown, and the courage of those who dare to confront it. Their story, like the ship itself, disappears into the mist, leaving behind only whispers of their tale and the haunting sound of the sea.